Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
The history of the flamingo is a history that stretches back millions of years, long before humans ever walked the earth, long before deserts formed and oceans shifted their shapes. The flamingo is not a recent creation of nature, but an ancient survivor, shaped slowly through time by changing climates, shifting continents, and evolving ecosystems. Fossil evidence suggests that early ancestors of modern flamingos existed more than 30 million years ago, during a time when the Earth was warmer and vast, shallow waters covered large portions of land. These early flamingo-like birds lived in wetland environments, feeding in shallow lakes and coastal lagoons, developing the long legs and specialized feeding methods that would later define the species. As the Earth changed, so did the flamingo. Geological movements separated continents, seas advanced and retreated, and climates became more extreme. Through all of this, flamingos adapted rather than disappeared. Their long legs evolved as a response to life in shallow but expansive waters, allowing them to wade deeper than most birds without wetting their bodies. Over time, their necks lengthened as well, giving them greater reach and balance while feeding. These physical changes were not sudden but occurred gradually over countless generations, each small improvement helping the species survive better than before. One of the most distinctive features of flamingos, their unusual downward curved beak, also developed through this long evolutionary history. Early flamingos likely fed on a wider variety of food, but as competition increased, they specialized. Their beaks evolved to function as highly efficient filtering tools. By turning their heads upside down in water, flamingos could strain tiny organisms such as algae, plankton, and small crustaceans from muddy water. This feeding strategy allowed them to exploit food sources that many other birds could not use, reducing competition and increasing survival. The famous pink color of flamingos is not something they were born with, nor is it a fixed feature throughout history. In fact, ancient flamingos were likely more gray or white in appearance. The pink coloration developed as a result of diet over evolutionary time. As flamingos became more dependent on algae and small crustaceans, rich in carotenoid pigments, their feathers gradually began to reflect these compounds. Natural selection favored individuals with brighter coloration because it signaled health and strong feeding ability. Over generations, this led to the iconic pink and red tones seen in flamingos today. As flamingos spread across different parts of the world, they adapted to a wide range of environments. Fossil records and historical evidence show that flamingos once inhabited areas where they no longer exist today. Ancient wetlands in Europe, Asia, and parts of North America once supported flamingo populations. As climates cooled or dried, some populations disappeared while others migrated or adapted to new conditions. This process gave rise to the 6 flamingo species known today, each occupying different regions but sharing the same basic body structure and behavior patterns. Human history and flamingo history eventually crossed paths. Ancient civilizations were among the first to record flamingos in art, writing, and symbolism. In ancient Egypt, flamingos appeared in carvings and wall paintings, often associated with the sun god Ra due to their fiery coloration. Egyptians admired their elegance and unusual stance, seeing them as symbols of balance and beauty. In ancient Rome, flamingos were both admired and exploited. Roman elites considered flamingo tongues a luxury food, and large numbers of birds were hunted to satisfy this demand. This marked one of the earliest known human impacts on flamingo populations. During the Middle Ages, flamingos continued to appear in European records, particularly in areas with wetlands and coastal lagoons. They were often described as exotic and mysterious birds, admired for their color and posture. However, as wetlands were drained for agriculture and human settlements expanded, flamingo habitats began to shrink. This marked a slow but steady decline in some regions, pushing flamingos farther into remote or protected wetlands. Despite these pressures, flamingos proved remarkably resilient. Their social structure played a major role in their survival. Flamingos are among the most social birds in the world, forming colonies that can include thousands or even millions of individuals. This behavior evolved over time as a defense mechanism. Large groups reduce the risk of predation, increase breeding success, and help individuals locate feeding areas. Group displays, synchronized movements, and collective nesting behaviors developed as part of this evolutionary strategy, strengthening social bonds and improving reproductive outcomes. Breeding behavior itself has a long evolutionary history. Flamingos breed in response to environmental conditions rather than fixed seasons. This flexibility allowed ancient flamingos to survive in unpredictable environments. When water levels, food availability, and weather conditions aligned, flamingos would gather and breed. Over time, they developed the habit of building cone-shaped mud nests, elevating their eggs above water and protecting them from flooding. This nesting style is unique and represents a refined adaptation to wetland life. The lifespan of flamingos has also been shaped by their evolutionary past. In the wild, flamingos can live 20 to 30 years, and in captivity, some individuals have lived more than 50 years. Such longevity is rare among birds and reflects a slow life strategy developed over millions of years. Flamingos mature slowly, invest heavily in single offspring, and rely on long-term survival rather than rapid reproduction. This strategy has allowed populations to remain stable even when breeding conditions are not ideal every year. In modern history, scientific study has transformed human understanding of flamingos. Early naturalists misunderstood their feeding behavior and anatomy, often classifying them incorrectly. It was only with advances in biology and genetics that scientists confirmed the flamingo's closest relatives are grebes, not storks or herons as once believed. This discovery reshaped the evolutionary story of flamingos, revealing a surprising lineage and highlighting how specialized adaptations can mask deeper genetic relationships. Today, flamingos stand as living symbols of ancient ecosystems. They are reminders of a time when wetlands covered vast areas of the planet and biodiversity flourished in shallow waters. However, modern threats such as climate change, habitat destruction, pollution, and water diversion pose serious challenges. The history of flamingos is now closely tied to human decisions. Conservation efforts, protected wetlands, and international agreements play a crucial role in determining whether these ancient birds will continue their story into the future. The flamingo's history is not just the history of a bird, but the history of water, climate, and life adapting to change. From prehistoric wetlands to modern salt lakes, from ancient art to modern conservation science, flamingos have walked, flown, and fed through time with remarkable consistency. Their long legs still carry them through shallow waters just as they did millions of years ago. Their curved beaks still filter life from mud and salt. Their pink feathers still reflect the chemistry of their diet, and their presence still signals the health of the fragile wetland ecosystems they depend on.